Aqui. Pausar a música. Bora. Não aguento mais, vamos zerar. Da hora já. Já não sei mais nem o que tá acontecendo. As histórias secundárias. Esse mapa é muito estranho, velho, sei lá. Ah, a gente parou aqui. Você lembra qual que é a ordem, ô Ed? Só a fim de parar pra pesquisar. Nem prestar atenção. As charadas. Tipo, quando o jogo não... Tipo, se o jogo não me prender 100%, eu não me importo de parar pra pensar dessas charadas. Sabe qual que é a ordem aqui? 2.
I persuaded Gaspar to pursue all this. We must try another combination.
Take that.
Enough of this.
A group of travelers wandering through the dark. 3 guides above them, so 3 were marked. At night they trailed a drake serpentine and a silver lady shining and fine. If only her visage she would deign to unfold.
Tá, um dragão e uma dama de prata. Então, talvez seja esse. E essa mina aqui, que é a rosa lá. Ou pode ser ela. E esse aqui. Porque eu não sei o nome.
A group of
Let's see if we can take your place.
Count me out. I want...
Eu não lembro os nomes. Tá errado. É esse. Yes. É que eu não lembro o nome dessas paradas aqui. É a lua e a mina da rosa.
We must try another combination.
Será que eu ganho XP? Peraí. Matando eles.
That's enough of this.
A group of... At night, they trailed a...
Let's see if we can solve this. Take your places.
Count me out. As you will. We must try another combination.
Ué, por que mudou a missão das gárgulas aqui? O que aconteceu? Deixa eu ver. Ah, essa é a missão dos selos lá. Aqueles selos. Vamos ver. Procure os ativos selos mágicos. Aqueles selos que a gente encontrou lá no começo. Verdade.
That's enough of this.
A group of travelers wandering through the dark. At
Ampulheta, lua e a torre. Pode falar aquela mulher de prata?
Let's see if we can solve this. Take your places.
Count me out. As
Torre do lado da porta, mas isso aqui não é uma torre, caralho.
I cannot hope to finish the research alone. We must try another combination.
Damn monsters.
That's enough of this.
Eu não acho que é essa mulher aí não, eu acho que é da rosa mesmo.
a group of...
Preguiça de procurar na internet.
What do you think of the first verse?
I would say it describes a serpentine dragon swallowing its own tail, which represents infinity and thus time. The hourglass likewise symbolizes time. In this case, the time of the traveler's journey.
I believe it's the Dragon constellation. It would be visible at night. What's more, sources on alchemy invariably portray dragons as winged, and as an accomplished alchemist, Gehenna would also be a competent astrologer. The verse must refer to the constellation.
In alchemy, the winged serpentine dragon represents prime matter, an essential component in the process of alchemical transformation. The verse seems to indicate the allegory illustrating that transformation.
Let's see. Take your...
Count me out. I want to live.
As
Por essa eu vou procurar no Google. Mais rápido. Perdendo tempo não.
We must try another combination.
Calma aí. Doors é com 2 os, né? Aqui.
A group of at
Let's see if we can solve this. Take your places.
Count me out. I want to
Qual
live.
que é a montanha?
As you will.
Montanha é essa? Ixi, agora eu buguei. A montanha é essa ou aquela? Errei. Acho que é a esquerda, então.
We must try another combination.
Damn monsters.
I
I
persuaded
wager we
Gaspar
have a
to
few more
pursue
of Der
all
Henna's
this.
surprises for unwanted visitors.
One buffoon less.
a group of travelers wandering through the dark. 3 guides above them, so 3 were marked. At night they trailed a drake serpentine and a silver lady shining and fine. If only her visage she would deign.
Tá. Primeiro. Dragão. E fogo.
What do you say to the 3rd verse?
It describes the precipice, the ravine
Jesus.
amidst mountains. An ancient rule in alchemy states, as above, so below. The vault is the ravine into which the riches of the mountain flow.
We must read the third line literally. To me, it suggests the Mahakam Mountains and its mines, from which dwarves and gnomes...
The verse is not literal.
Ih, mas
In
essa
many
tem a montanha
legends,
cofre.
towers are in fact vaults.
Let's see if we can take your place.
Count me out. I want to live.
As you will.
Eu acho que errei de novo. Ele tá falando The Mine Entrance in the Mountainside. Acho que era pra ter escolhido essa.
Intruder detected.
Agora foi.
No!
Aí você falou tudo errado, Ed. O único que você falou que era certo... O único que você falou certo era a lua, mas você falou que depois estava errado.
Our expedition has grown thin. Such a shame. I actually found those two amusing.
Shut up.
Of course, my lady.
Aquele olho é aquele bicho?
I expected a greater challenge. Thus far we've had but riddles fit for beer enthusiasts.
A golem. So Darehenna's legend is true.
It is no more than an obedient machine created to follow orders and kill. Not unlike our Witcher.
So I guess we should get along famously.
You? What do you know about golems?
I don't run into them in every forest, but any good bestiary describes golems at length, and I've read more than my share of those.
Geralt, I'm not questioning your knowledge, but I should be the one to...
Actually, you are questioning my knowledge. Listen, I know what I'm doing. I'll try to get it to reveal the word that'll deactivate it, or I'll just mess with its head. Break the code.
So now we've got a burglar in our midst. Be my guest. Try.
My intentions are good.
As are mine. Know, however, that this may change.
Darehenna must have been pretty lonely if he gave you eloquence.
The Master made me a guardian. Nothing less, nothing more. And you, provided you stand there, are a guest.
So you're aware you're an automaton?
Do we really know who we are? Where we came from?
Ô, louco.
And where we are headed? Is human life predictable in that the cycle of birth and death ensnares it? Better than mine. When a human is born, he is obedient to his parents. Later, he listens to tutors, masters, corporals. Finally, he succumbs to the will of death.
And to think that Adalbert questioned Darehenna's mastery. Who, if anyone, is allowed to pass?
Darehenna, but he is dead. Also guests may pass, but I stop intruders.
Tell me more. Who's a guest and who's an intruder?
Is it not obvious? A guest keeps his distance, or knows the name word. An intruder is anyone who enters too far, attacks me, or otherwise interferes with my being.
Has anyone tried to enter before?
I recall no intruders. I do, however, remember guests who left after being warned.
When was that? What did you discuss?
I am a machine. My memory is limited.
You are far more self-aware than a typical golem. Can you make sovereign decisions?
The Master made me the way I am, because long discussions were to his liking. I can make decisions, within my program, of course.
So you decide who's a guest and who's an intruder?
Who else would? Guests chat innocuously, exerting no pressure. All others are intruders.
I have other questions. Do you remember your creator?
Of course. I was summoned into being by Master Dehenna. I abide by his will, by his power, by the necessity encased in my stone bowels.
Dehenna is dead.
His word, which animates me, lives on, as does his legacy, which I protect. Empires will rise and fall, rivers will shift their courses, but I will remain obedient to one master on my eternal watch.
Dehenna must have been an exceptional man. Can you tell me about him?
I guard everything that belonged to the Master, including his privacy, which he valued highly. I can tell you nothing.
Can I ask you for the name word which brought you to life and which can deactivate you?
Do that, and I shall consider you an intruder.
Ô, louco. Tô nem
I
coisa.
have other questions. Did your creator give you a name?
I'm called obedience and unyielding persistence. I am a guardian and the humblest of servants.
A golem's name is the word that gave it life, and that can take it away. You must have a name.
I own nothing. Everything belongs to my master. How could I divulge the name if I exist solely to protect my creator's property?
Powerful magic created you. Dehenna was a true master.
He is still, since his mastery survives.
As a conscious being, you must be lonely here.
You are wrong. The pain of the world, melancholy, lies within the domain of emotions and feelings. My thoughts are governed by pure logic, restricted by my program.
But you can learn. They say that a penchant for philosophy can only come from curiosity.
In my case, it comes from the will of the Master, who liked to speak with me.
And do you feel a need to discuss?
I feel nothing. I just have that need.
Can we discuss the program that controls your behavior?
Of course not.
I have other questions. All right. I think I know how to get past this thing without a fight.
Burglar witchers, philosopher golems, an expedition replete with fascinating discoveries.
And terrible disappointments. Shut up, Adelbear. And you, Witcher, deal with that golem.
Que isso, mano? Como é que eu vou saber o que eu tenho que escolher aqui? Ah não, vou ter que optar pelo Google de novo. Ué, mano, não traduziram esse bagulho? Não colocaram a legenda? Como que eu vou saber? Tá falando que qualquer ação que eu tiver, ele vai me atacar. Seja se eu ficar falando sobre qualquer coisa, se eu falar que eu vou libertar ele, se eu ficar insistindo no nome dele. Que agora... Finally state only the master. E agora, mano?
Your master is long dead, and you're more than a mere
Ih.
golem. We'll search Derhenna's notes, find a way to free you from your service,
Ih, já era.
expand your consciousness.
I desire no freedom, just as I do not desire to be anything more than I am, intruder. Stop the intruders.
Eu não quero lutar com ele. Ele é mal suave, mano. Vamos ver se eu consigo. Eu sei que, tipo, whatever, tá ligado? Lutar com ele ou não. Só não sei dessa fala aí, bugado.
A golem.
It is.
So I get I don't
Geralt.
Vamos ver as outras opções.
Derhenna must have been pretty lonely if
The master made me a god, and you.
so you're a
Is he? When he
Vou pular aqui.
when
I
so I have other
I
Der
his empire
Der
I'm called
a god
I
powerful man
he
as a
you are wrong.
but you can learn
In my case it
and do you
Vou levar ele num paradoxo.
can we I have other We're not getting anywhere with this. We came here for Derhenna's treasures and we will have them.
I will not allow it. Stop the
Ó, aí
intruders.
ele também chega na treta. Vamos ver a última. Então a única coisa que resta pra gente é a segunda opção lá. Vamos ver.
A golem. So Derhenna's legend is true.
It is no more than an obedient machine created to follow orders and kill. Not unlike our Witcher.
So I guess we should get along famously.
Hugh, what do you know about golems?
I don't run into them in every forest, but any good bestiary describes golems at length, and I've read more than my share of those.
Geralt, I'm not questioning
tô
your
vendo
knowledge,
aqui.
but I should be the one to...
Actually, you are questioning my knowledge. Listen, I know what I'm doing. I'll try to get it to reveal the word that'll deactivate it, or I'll just mess with its head. Break the code.
So now we've got a burglar in our midst. Be my guest. Try.
My intentions are good.
As are mine. Know, however, that this may change.
Derhenna must have been
A ordem tá
pretty
falando
lonely
que
to
a
gain
ordem certa
eloquence.
dos diálogos
The
aqui é
master
sobre o
made me a
destino,
guardian,
aí depois sobre o
nothing
tempo
less,
e depois
nothing more.
sobre sonho.
and you, provided you
Só isso que ele
stand
fala.
there, are a guest.
Sobre o destino. Qual desses é o destino? Quem criou você é destino?
Powerful magic created you. Derhenna was a true master.
He is still, since his mastery survives.
I have other questions. So you're aware you're an automaton?
Do we really know who we are, where we came from, and where we are headed?
Tá, esse é
Is
destino.
human life predictable in that the cycle of birth and death
Vamos ver se eu consigo
ensnares it?
acertar.
Better than mine. When a human is born, he is obedient to his parents. Later, he listens to tutors, masters, corporals. Finally, he succumbs to the will of death.
And to think that Adalbert questioned Derhenna's mastery.
Destino. Você pode tomar suas próprias decisões? Isso está com destino? Acho que sim.
You are far more self-aware than a typical golem. Can you make sovereign decisions?
The master made me the way I am, because long discussions were to his liking. I can make decisions, within my program, of course.
So you decide who's
Depois
a
dessa
guest and
aqui,
who's an
aí se não
intruder.
der certo, a
Who
gente luta,
else
mano.
would? Guests chat innocuously, exerting no pressure. All others are intruders.
I have other questions. Do you remember your creator?
Of course, I was summoned into being by Master. I abide by his will.
Derhenna is dead.
His empires will rise.
I have other... So you're...
Is well.
And
Caralho, mano, não sei. Deixa eu olhar aqui de novo. Vamos ver se eu acerto. Achei um vídeo aqui.
I have other questions.
Vamos recarregar. Vamos pular diretaço. A gente já ouviu todas as falas mesmo?
Der...
The,
Que exatamente é
You're aware
você?
you're an automaton.
do we really know who we are, where we came from, and where we are?
And who, if anyone, is allowed to pass?
Dehenna, but he is dead. Also guests may pass, but I stop intruders.
Tell me more. Who's a guest and who's an intruder?
Is it not obvious?
Has anyone... When...
I
You're far more self-aware than a typical golem. Can you make sovereign decisions?
The Master made me the way I am, because long discussions were to his liking.
So...
Who?
I have other... Do you remember your creator?
Of course, I was summoned into being by Master Dehenna. I abide by his will, by his power, by the necessity encased in my stone.
Mano, tava certo, velho. Era aquela parada lá mesmo, só que eu acho que em vez da
I got
primeira era pra eu ter
everything
escolhido a
belonged to the
segunda.
Master.
Can I ask you for the name word which brought you to life and which can deactivate you?
Do that, and I shall consider you.
Caralho, pior que eu acho que tava certo mesmo.
I have other questions. Did your creator give you a name?
I'm called obedience and unyielding persistence. I am a guardian and the humblest of servants.
A golem's name is the word that gave it life, and that can take it away. You must have a name.
I own nothing. Everything belongs to my master.
Calma aí.
Powerful magic
Eu acho
created
que,
you.
sei lá, só não traduziram
Derhenna was a
aquilo
true
ali.
master.
He is still, since his mastery survives.
As a conscious being, you must be lonely here.
You are wrong. The
But you...
in my,
And... Can we discuss the program that controls your behavior?
of course not.
I have other questions. All right. I think I know how to get past this thing without a fight.
Burglar witchers, philosopher golems, an expedition replete with fascinating discoveries.
Aí, ó, tava certo, ó. A tradução lá tá escrito, eu sei que você é um guardião.
Deal with that golem.
Aqui, ó. Só que não traduziram. Deixaram um jogo em, sei lá que língua é essa aqui.
We know you exist by the will of your master, thanks to the name word he gave you.
That is true.
Aí, ó, não traduziram o game, mano. Não traduziram. Caralho, não traduziram, velho. Vou ter que olhar no vídeo aqui. PL, isso aí é polonês, não é? PL é de polonês. Caralho, mano, que escroto.
You were created to discern intruders from guests. You are to stop the former and greet the latter.
Intruders must be stopped.
Are you aware that intruders may seek to deceive you?
I have stone fists to defend myself against those armed with swords. I have my iron logic to defend against those armed with words.
But intruders could include sorcerers who alter reality. They could be illusionists or mere liars. What then is certain?
My existence is certain, as is my master's will.
Agora traduziram. Eu sou o Darren disfarçado, estou testando você. Só que não, né? Só você e a vontade do mestre existe, o resto aqui. Se não deixar passar, você vai morrer. Ah, aí ele vai brigar.
Since only you and the Master's legacy exist for certain, everything else is doubtful. A malicious intruder could cloud your senses.
I am the Guardian. The Master prepared me for that.
He couldn't foresee everything, so he gave you a mind to compensate. You're much more conscious and intelligent than a Guardian needs to be. Your master says, greet guests and stop intruders. That is certain, but everything else can be a lie. And you cannot allow yourself to attack guests. That would be against your master's will.
Guests must be greeted, and intruders must be stopped. This is Tehenna's will. Are you a guest or an intruder?
Doesn't matter what I answer. Your senses deceive you. You can trust only your mind. You can't assume I'm a guest, because I may be an intruder. You can't assume I'm an intruder,
Aí,
because I
paradoxo.
may be a guest.
This is a contradiction, a paradox. The law of excluded middle.
Whoa!
We've done it. We've penetrated Dehenna's laboratory.
Let's have a look.
Tadinho, mano. Troféu do Golem, pedra
This is better than
elemental.
I'd hoped.
A great success for Nilfgaard, this mission.
Maybe you'll get that promotion.
Aí ia ter que lutar com esses dois golems do canto.
Can you feel that?
My medallion's vibrating.
Another masking illusion. I'll try to disperse it. Later and Lorne. Lisa and Lorne. Later, dear!
Não, não deu tempo de pegar as coisas.
The device, what is it?
You've done your job. You'll be paid and...
Paid like the scholars were? They died once they were no longer useful.
They were never useful, but Cynthia insisted. Fortunately, they were so kind as to remove themselves without my help.
I'm not about to be that kind.
Adelbert, you know what you're to look for.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a prototype megascope. I didn't know it had survived.
What's it do?
The artifact detects an emotional bond with a person. Its user need only focus on that person and the device will establish a connection.
Great tool for a spy.
Yes.
Time you fulfilled your end of the bargain. What do you know about my past?
You were a rider of the Wild Hunt. I read the reports.
Don't the Nilfgaardians have anything better to do than write reports about witchers?
Not about witches. About you. You are the sole person to have been a member of the host. And survived.
Anything else? Any detail you can give me would be useful.
Don't trust Letho.
You think I trust the people I hunt?
He's your foe today, but he wasn't always.
How do you know I knew Letho?
I've read...
The reports, I know. Why are you warning me about him?
Because I like you.
Is there anything to prove?
Olha lá, agora tá em inglês.
Nothing.
Oh,
Apart from
Wild
the fact that
Hunt.
Nilfgaardian intelligence agents are drawn and quartered for lying in their reports.
Wild Hunt já é do 3, né, mano? DLC.
You haven't the faintest notion how many people are interested in you. Very important people.
Just because I survived?
You're a former rider of the hunt, and you live. You may be the key to solving the mystery of the retinue, and they all know that. You must watch out for yourself.
O meu tá traduzido, só não entendi porque o seu tem uns em outra linguagem. É polonês ali, o PL eu acho que é polonês. Cristais dos sonhos da caverna das arpias tem mais que não tá traduzido. Talvez você baixou uma tradução antiga. E não a mais recente, sei lá.
Let's say you've satisfied
Olha lá,
my
agora tá em inglês.
curiosity.
Well then, consider me glad to have satisfied a witcher, whatever the way.
Esse artefato. Esse aqui com certeza vai tretar com os dois. Agora esse aqui. Gostaria de tentar com. Como assim tentar com a.
I'd like to try out the device.
You realize that can only end badly.
Cut in again and I'll put you in my report. You may use it, but just once.
Giving state secrets away to a Nordling. Will you mention that in your report?
You're sure to be named a commander one day, Adalbert. But until that happens, be a good boy and do your job.
Article 22 of the Code is clear. Suspicion of treason is sufficient grounds to strip a commander of power. Article 1 of my personal code is equally clear. Traitors must be subjected to the most painful death possible.
Ih, eu vou tretar com os dois? Bom, ela tá do meu lado, pelo menos.
I didn't expect that.
Multiplication. Second year at the academy, all mages learn it.
I didn't expect you to take my side.
Nice.
Well, now choose one person you wish to contact. After that, the artifact's mine.
Nilfgaardian agents get quartered for lying in reports. What does the Empire do to agents who kill their colleagues?
Nothing. As long as
É,
no
então
one
ela
finds
fala que ele
out.
morreu no caminho, fi. Nice.
Will we
Só
meet
falta
again?
comer ela, né?
I wouldn't
come
mind
todo
at
mundo?
all. Look for me at the inn.
How do you know I knew Letho?
I've read...
The reports, I know. Why are you warning me about him?
because I like you.
Ele já viu, né?
Is there anything to prove I was part of the Wild Hunt?
Nothing. Apart from the fact that Nilfgaardian intelligence agents are drawn and quartered for lying in their reports.
An enlightened
Volta pro
nation
português.
indeed.
You haven't the faintest notion how many people are interested in you.
just because I survived.
And they all know that.
Let's say you've satisfied
Well then, consider me glad to have satisfied a witcher, whatever the way.
Usar artefato então.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't eavesdrop while I eavesdropped.
I shan't trouble you. I have a lot of work to do here.
Tá, mas eu quero pegar as palavras. E aí, mano? Eu posso usar uma vez. Eu tô em dúvida se eu uso na Saskia ou na Tris. Onde um lugar faz. Você comprou na Steam? Ah, é verdade, você comprou na Steam. É, deve ser atualização do próprio game, né? Que eles não agendaram tudo. Não fizeram a revisão direito. Mano, eu também tenho dúvida da Sasuke ou da Tri. A Sasuke é porque a gente tem que curar ela, né? Acho que eu vou na Tris, que é o nosso amor principal.
Your fate is in your hands, sorceress.
My fate? You haven't asked a single question about me.
Yet it is all up to you. Your situation is a comfortable one. Do not squander your chance. So, wish to tell me anything?
I'm a sorceress, an advisor to the King of Temeria. Ah!
I believe we agreed you would speak only of things I do not know about.
I hope you learned something useful.
I'm just sorry I can't use the artifact a few more times.
Its power has been depleted.
I understand. Thanks anyway.
I wager.
Diana describes finding an important document about the Vrans. Diana's notes from a trip he took to Zerrikania. Diana mentions some bacteria strains. Diana's notes from a mutation procedure manual.
E agora? Deixa eu ver. Ponto poderoso Numa. Quem é o Numa? Sério que eu não posso sair daqui? Eu vou ter que voltar a pé? 40, 45 de dano. Será que vale a pena? Perder incineração. Acho que vale 13 a mais de dano. Eu queria pegar essa aqui. Não, eu queria pegar essa aqui na espada de aço, mas eu vou perder muito bônus. Não vale muito a pena, não. Então, vamos dar um buffzinho aqui. Ela tem magia. Aqui já tem hemorragia. Por nela. Veja. Contrato da gárgula, você conseguiu um... Cadê a gárgula? Procure e desative os selos mágicos. Eu não sei onde que é esses selos mágicos. Nossa, eu falo que a gente vai ter que voltar a pezão, né? Ah, volta à superfície. Ainda bem. Eu sei onde tá 2 desse. Tá no primeiro andar. Aqui mesmo. Você sabe o que é esse cristal aqui? Eu achava que era esse cristal, mas não é não. É selo mesmo. Eu não entendi até agora essa parada. Tem uma ordem certa pra ativar isso aqui? Ou nem dá pra ativar? Ou nem é agora? Procure e desative os selos mágicos. Mano, que selo mágico, velho? Ué. Não, mas já usei já, ele só acende esses dois. Como que coisa os outros? Ah, esse é com fogo. Ah, legal. Pensei nisso. Pode. Eu só tinha tentado com o Yard. O foda é esse, tipo, ele fala, procura aí 3 selos mágicos do mapa inteiro. Mano, eu não vou ficar rodando o mapa inteiro, tá ligado? Pra achar um selo. Ih! Esse maluco vai voltar à vida, eu tenho certeza.
My medallion.
Caralho, vou ter que lutar com um lagarto. Espada esquecida de Vran. Obviamente eu vou ter que lutar com ele. Pior que nem adianta descer aqui antes. Ih, esqueci de salvar. Ai, caralho, eu sempre esqueci de salvar, né? pegando fogo, bicho. Ih, bugou?
Die.
Vem. Ah, não consigo usar nele. Eu achava que dava pra usar nele o X. GG. Nem sei que missão é essa, velho. Só sei que eu tô indo fazer aqui. Qual é essa que a gente pegou? Uou! 50 de dano. Aí eu vou ser obrigado, né? Vou ser obrigado a tirar esses bônus aí. Holy moly. Ainda tem 3 slots. Vamos colocar uns slots aqui. São dano de bloqueio. % de aceleração. Ó. Deixar esse slot livre aí, vai que a gente acha alguma outra.
Take that.
De novo, mano. Deixa eu pegar os bagulho aqui. Manta mágica. Patogênio. Oh, meu. É só? É isso? Ó, tá tudo bugado, mano. Era só pra pegar essa espada, pelo visto, então.
Your very existence. Welcome.
You lose something.
Are you the mighty Numa?
Who's asking?
Someone who wants to see if your nickname suits you.
Then come to the circus and watch me rip off the ploughing chains wrapped round my body.
You've got a big mouth.
And you've pissed off the mighty Numa. Put down your coin and give me your hand.
Whoa!
I've always been the curious sort.
Carai! Carai, esse é hard mesmo, hein? Porra! Não imaginei, mano.
Witches are tough, but you, in the circus,
Caralho,
maybe kick
duzentão
a clown's
apostei
arse.
ainda.
Scale Burden told me you cheat.
And you believe that stinking midget?
It's you I don't believe. Fact is, you could only get that kind of strength from potions.
Fuck you! You're as loaded with potions as squirrel shit is with nuts!
I was clean during our bout. You're a con. They should call you Numa the Cheater.
One more word and I'll shove your tongue so deep down your throat it'll come out your arsehole.
How will you do that? You'll lose your coordination when you're headless.
Why the aggro? I don't need any aids. I'm still the best without them.
Esse bracinho aí, sei não, velho, se ele não usa alguma coisa. E aí, eu perdi a missão? Eu vou ter que...
You lose, son.
Esteróides anabolizantes. Caralho! Nem fudendo, mano. Vamos usar aqui. Esteróides anabolizantes. Em 1230 isso aí, né? 1430 eu acho que se passa a era do The Witcher. Não, velho, calma. Que doideira, mano. É mole. Perdi duzentão. Tem que apostar o dobro agora.
I'm looking to earn a few orens.
You can only lose them with the mighty Numa.
You a thief?
I don't have to steal. I kick everyone's ass when it comes to arm wrestling. Care to try me?
I've always been the curious sort.
Ah, agora tá suave. Olha, olha. Ai, caralho. Olha a diferença. Peguei meus 200 de volta, né?
My little ace ticks. No one's ever beaten me.
There's always a first time.
If I give you something, will you keep this to yourself? The circus finds out I lost, they'll can me. The mighty Numa must be invincible. Take this and keep your trap shut. Please.
All right. Thanks.
O que ele me deu? Não dá nem pra falar com ele mais.
So, are you a sorceress now?
It's not that simple. A pass is simply not enough. But Philippa Eilhart summoned me here for an important exam, so I hope to be one soon.
An exam?
A secret one. I'm not even sure how to prepare. I'm cramming intensely, everything bit by bit, just to be sure.
Good luck. Still willing to sell me potions and herbs?
I'm a student, aren't I? Every little copper counts.
Vender essas paradas aqui. Essas duas eu vou guardar.
I'm collecting information about the Wild Hunt. Help me out?
The Wild Hunt. A retinue of wraiths who speed across the heavens.
Isso aí já é prelúdio do
Positive proof of its
The Witcher 3, né?
has yet to be proffered. However, no one is prepared to deny its occasional sorties into this world.
Proffered? Sorties?
That, at least, is what I remember from the lectures.
Oh, você sabe onde fica o bagulho das gárgulas?
Godspeed, Witcher. Pega a mina lá do artefato, ela fica por aí perto. Onde tem o cozinheiro? Onde está o cozinheiro? Acho que tá aqui, né?
Renounce magic, I tell you!
It's a brazen attack. King Radovid will learn of this.
Radovid sent them, you idiot!
The audacity!
Vou guardar essas duas espadas. Tá livre já.
Pull yourself together!
Greetings.
Likewise!
Será que ela vai ficar aqui de noite? Na real de dia, né? Porque já tá de noite.
Hey!
This would never happen if the conclave still existed.
Greeting.
And if Grandma had a moustache,
O nome do cara é Guy.
she'd be a catfish. Oh.
Erso, what are you doing here?
No future in rat catching. I decided to pursue a career in entertainment instead.
Good luck.
This troupe has potential. As their manager and master of ceremonies, I'll make these folk the most famous entertainers north of the Yaruga. See now a new number?
Hold on, Erso, before you get all worked up. I've had more than my share of entertainment recently. What I need to know is if you still make traps.
Anything for a colleague?
Adaga, armadura. Nada de interessante. Esses caras, eles me atacam, não atacam?
In a hurry to see the deliberations?
Here on urgent business.
Your dress seems to confirm it. Excuse you indeed. I suppose I couldn't much care. I've heard what I came to hear.
And what, pray tell, was that?
The rightful heir will ascend to the Eternian throne. There will be peace in the land. What more could one want?
Prince Stennis is here?
King Stennis. Crowned 2 days past in Vengerberg. Merely send a messenger here. All those present promptly agreed that he will make a good ruler.
Prince Stennis. A poisoner, coward, and scheming.
Será que eu fiz merda?
He trembled with disgust when he spoke to the peasants. Disdain flowed from him like vomit. But he didn't deserve to be lynched. That was not the justice Saskia fought for. Prince Stennis I, son of Demavend III.
Será que eu fui na missão principal sem querer?
He won the hearts of the people. They saw him as the hope of the nation. The realm, ravaged by war, needed a ruler sensitive to the plight of his subjects. King Stennis I was just that.
Ó, ainda bem que ele não morreu, hein? Não deixou ele ser linchado. Aqui antes. Nem sei o que é isso aqui. Menciona um grimório escrito pelo feiticeiro. Esse livro será provavelmente muito valioso. Essa missão aqui eu não faço a mínima ideia do que tem que fazer. Tá ali, que eu tenho que ter umas gárgulas lá pra trás. Se eu entrar na arena, e onde que é a arena? É aqui a arena? Oxe, os caras tão...
Magic, I tell you! Shatter your tower!
Oxe.
Freak!
Cures ativos, selos mágicos. Lembra que eu tinha matado umas gárgulas aqui? Vai causar mais? Aqui é a arena? Mano, ou é aqui? Sei lá, tem umas partes no mapa que ainda não consegui, tá? Aqui tem umas gárgulas.
Come on!
Fortezinho essas gárgulas, mano. É isso aqui? Pelo mágico? Opa, é. Por que eu não consigo? Quarta combinação de runa que traz o cometa. É como um lobo em tempos de escassez não cansa de jornar do mal. Hã? Deixa eu ver. Pior que esse aqui não tem nada a ver, né? Deixa eu ver se aqui tem símbolo, eu não reparei. Porque nem tem selo, velho. Se eu errar, aí já era? Eu posso errar mais de uma vez? É engraçado, né? Ele fala de um selo, mas tipo... Quarta combinação de runa. Tipo... E aí, whatever, né? Quarta combinação de runa. Gárgula. Você não quer olhar aí pra mim não, mano? Porque a minha bateria no celular vai acabar. O que foi? Que diagrama é esse que a gente pegou? Luvas de sangue. Nem é tão bom assim. Eu vim daqui? Eu nem lembro, velho. Eu nem sei o que eu tô fazendo. Se eu for aqui, os caras vão me matar. Melhor não. Ô, caralho, que susto, mano.
Guess they'll never learn.
Caralho, eu tomei na cara, velho. Susto da porra, velho. Caiu em cima de mim do nada. Caralho, tem uns bequinhos muito osso, né?
My medallion. E se eu errar, o que acontece? Ah, eu tomo um dano. Ah, suave. Achei que, tipo, não dava pra acender mais, sei lá. Errei também.
Sei lá, tô indo no aleatório. Deixa eu ver aqui se dá tempo de procurar antes da bateria acabar. Acabou a bateria. Ah! Deixa eu ver aqui no Google. Putz, estava quase certo. Quase que eu acertei. Eu fiz em sequência desse, era em sequência desse. É, foi quase. Manuscrito antigo. Eita. Agora, onde será que tá o segundo? Oxe, tá louco? Ó, não vou entrar aqui porque aqui dá bosta. Esse aqui a gente já fez. Deixa eu ver no Google aqui. Que soldado falou comigo? Suas dicas não são tão óbvias assim. Deixa eu voltar pra lá. E dog.
I'm too old for this.
Pô, podia upar logo, né? Tomou merrequinha de XP pra upar. Foi, dog.
Nothing special.
Ah, pode ser aqui embaixo, né? Que a gente não foi ainda. Porra, mas tá fechado. Eles têm chave? Não.
I tell you, shatter your towers and crystal walls, break your walls and burn your turn away the blood.
Porra, tudo fechado.
Leave the royal court.
Teatro. Pô, aqui tinha uma missão aqui. Tinha que falar com o Everett antes de ir pra onde. Olha lá, fale com o Everett antes de entrar no anfiteatro.
Welcome. I'm Ilona, the bearded she-elf.
Bearded?
Don't be a child. We came here to perform, but this place is a circus in itself. Nobody's interested in us, so we're on to plan B. Trade.
What do you sell?
Food. Fresh. Very good. You want to buy something? Or are you waiting for my beard to grow out?
Mas... que adianta vender comida aí? Porque no 1 a gente usava comida como cura, né? Mas aqui nem dá pra usar.
You want to buy something, or are you waiting for my beard to grow out?
Fine, I'll bite. Show me your beard. I'll pay your full performance
É a
fee.
barba lá de baixo, né?
200 orans. Bye. Prepare for your final lesson.
Final? Greetings.
Greetings.
Ali, ó.
Damn monsters.
Ai, caralho, eu vou morrer. Trolei. Trolei, haha.
Magic or danger?
Deixa eu ver aqui. Como é que eu buguei? Vai, filho. Ué, tava errado, não é esse? Certo, porra. Ai, velho, isso que é ruim, ó. Ele demora muito pra voltar na tela. Ó, saindo daqui, faz aquele. Tá certo. Sei lá, que não foi. Será que mudaram? Vou tentar o inverso então. Não. Que estranho. Ó, ele tá mostrando que é esse aqui, ó. É o do anfiteatro, não é? Onde a gente tá. É o último. É exatamente essa combinação que ele mostrou. Aí, ó. Mano, pior que todos os vídeos que eu tô vendo aqui, ele mostra o mesmo... Eu vi... Os dois vídeos que eu vi, tá falando exatamente no mesmo lugar. Será que é porque eu não peguei a nota? Ou mudou a nota, né? Sei lá. Vamos ver. Pode ser que seja aleatório essas notas. É. Eu tenho que procurar... Eita porra! Morri. Tem que procurar como quinta nota.
The medallion again.
Mano, ele tá mostrando a mesma coisa, ó. Se liga. Ó. Combination 5, 6. Só que aqui, ó, ele tá falando que é 2 de 4. Sendo que o nosso é 1 de 3. E agora? Aí. Estranho. Você viu que o dele é... Ele tinha 4 gárgulas pra fazer. Aí o desse maluco aqui também, ó. Terceiro puzzle. Ó, isso aqui é a 5ª nota de combinação. Sendo que a nossa é a 5ª. Sei lá. Bugou? Ué? Ah, agora ele se bugou. Low. Ué? Tá, né? Tá, né?
You hold the sword of Aramil, who defied his king's rule. The Lord of the Wild Hunt desires the gene of the Elder Blood. He seeks to fling open the gates between the worlds so that terror and destruction may reign. The King of the Hunt ordered me slain, and the wraiths born at his command assumed living form, pursuing me through the voids between the worlds for centuries. I have arrived at Lochmuin. Though tired, I know I will not rest. The riders of the hunt draw near. On my back, I can feel their deathly breath.
Mesmo assim, essa espada nem é tão boa assim quanto a nossa. Eu acho a nossa ainda melhor. Gosta, hein? Gatinho.
Greetings.
Tell me what you know about those gargoyles that are bothering you.
They were servants of the mages who once lived in Loch Muin. The mages left, but the gargoyles remained behind. They're still lethal. The quarters they guard are simply inaccessible.
I found a manuscript that might help.
Interesting. This volume is sealed by ancient magic.
Only highly valuable things get that kind of protection.
Too true.
Do you know how to unlock it?
I'd need ingredients that can be obtained from certain monsters. Unfortunately, they don't occur around here. I'll need the pheromones of a Queen Endriga, the blood of a Necker warrior, and the brain of a Bulvor. We can substitute the tongue of a rot fiend for the harpy's egg.
Quite a list. I'll see what I can find.
Ah, eu já tenho os ingredientes.
I got rid of the gargoyles.
Excellent. At last, we can explore the hitherto inaccessible districts. And here's your reward.
Eu não upo, velho. Não é possível. O cara não upa, velho. Olha isso.
I have the ingredients you mentioned.
Unbelievable. Give them to me. We must get the proportions right. Done. Let's see what's in the manuscript. By the gods.
What did you find?
Instructions. A description of how to forge the legendary sword known as Kerm. The sword will be yours. You deserve it, Witcher. I will consider forging it an honor.
Ô, louco.
Thanks. So long.
Essa arma aqui? Será que ele já fez? Caralho, essa armadura aqui, mano, é boa, hein? Parar com a nossa. Ó, postinha, nossa. Caralho, 3.200 doll. Fuck. Mano, não tem esse dinheiro. $3.200. Olha, cadê? Você falou que ele me faz a espada de graça, ele não fez não, mano. Tá cobrando os itens lá. Só preciso ganhar uma madeira ali. Voltando.
Freak!
Caralho, eu esqueci quem que era que guarda os itens lá pra mim.
Artuous.
Welcome.
Oh, it's a lovely day today.
Godspeed, Witcher.
Eu não lembro com quem que guardou meus itens.
Robin.
Ah, era ele aqui.
It's a brazen attack.
Cadê? Caralho. Não.
Radovid sent them, you idiot!
The audacity!
Renounce
Pull yourself
magic,
together.
I tell you!
Vamos comer
Shatter
ela
your
aí depois
towers
também.
and crystal balls!
Minha espada.
Break your wands and burn your hats! Turn away the black cat!
Mano, eu queria muito, velho. Ó, ele tá cobrando aqui, ó. Se cobrar, você vai ver. Cobrou sim, cuzão. Não cobra. Eu falo os bagulho nada a ver também, Ed. Assim, essa espada continua sendo pior do que a nossa. Já gastamos $200 à toa. Queria comprar essa armadura, velho. Vender tudo. Será que se eu vender... Pegar tudo. Vai. Mesmo assim, eu acho que ainda não vai dar 3.200. Opa, 3.200, eu confio. Quase, falta mais uma merreca. GG. Gastamos todo o nosso money suado. Ele tem 1 a mais de armadura, mais 40 de vida, 5% a mais de redução de magia. Ali tá a redução e regeneração 30%, a nossa 50, aí 50. Mais, velho. Põe umas pedrinhas aqui. Perdi. Só pegar a mulher. Salvar.
Sable fur with the other moaning.
We need to talk.
Of course.
Foi neném.
These ruins must hold many secrets.
I'm certain of that. It was a beautiful city. A city full of talent and hope. But that idyll ended with the coming of the Nordling armies.
Think the city would have survived if those armies had been Imperial?
Your king started the war with the Enshe. Nilfgaard's relations with the elves have always been peaceful.
They really did a job on your brain. You had me fooled back in Vergen. That sweet face of yours. Never suspected it could belong to someone who fanatically believes in conquering the North.
Mock me if you must. But I truly believe one huge empire is humanity's only hope. Many nations under one crown. With shared laws, advanced science, burgeoning industry and trade, and no wars, of course.
Sounds great. Let me know when it works out. I'd gladly spend my old age in a land like that. That was an interesting adventure, Cynthia.
Yes. People bond over experiences like that.
Yeah, kinda makes you wonder what happened back in Vergen. Did you get your promotion?
Not yet. But His Imperial Majesty rewards dedication.
Can he discern the truth from lies?
What do you mean?
I take it the Emperor has no idea his sorceress helped a mutant kill a Nilfgaardian mage.
It was a dangerous expedition. Casualties were inevitable. He'll content himself with that.
Got time to talk? Or are you off on another dangerous mission?
Even we Nilfgaardian agents rest sometimes.
You knew what we'd find in that laboratory.
Come again?
You wanted the bacteria strains that killed the Vrans, or more precisely, Derhenna's notes from his research into them.
This is very dangerous knowledge.
I suspect that's exactly why the Emperor is so interested.
The North is in chaos. An epidemic is the last thing you need. And one could break out if Derhenna's book fell into the wrong hands.
Fortunately, it's now in the right hands. In Emir's civilized and manicured hands.
Precisely.
I found some of Derhenna's notes. He studied the history of the Vrans, right?
Among other things.
He makes several mentions of an epidemic.
Loch Muin conceals many more secrets than we imagined. I doubt we'll ever know all of them.
Well, if Derhenna's to be trusted, the epidemic had something to do with the Enshe. Maybe the Vrans caught the disease from the elves.
I'm no expert on diseases, Witcher. Who knows? Perhaps Derhenna was right, and the decline of Vrani civilization was much darker and more sudden than we thought.
Used the artifact yet?
I'm working on improving it. I think it'll be useful one day.
I'm finding it hard to believe anything you say.
Did you come here to insult me?
No. Sorry.
What exactly do you want?
I was curious. I wanted to see which Cynthia I'd meet this time. The spy, the sorceress.
Agora.
The woman.
Lembrar de você. Ué. Vai falar nada?
Let's assume you're speaking to her.
Brau.
How'd you like her? Compliments are clearly not your forte.
Ué, não tem nenhuma opção de fala ou tá bugado? Tá estranho. Ih! Bem! Oh! Ah, é, né? Ela é sadomasoquista. Enquanto isso, a atriz... Maior comedor de todos os tempos.
The minstrel Rachel's got it right. Women of the South are both passionate and clever.
I like to improvise.
Yeah, I noticed. Farewell, Cynthia.
Cada cidade que ele passa, ele tem que deixar a marca dele, né? GG. A gente perdeu... Essa missão foi muito estranha não ter funcionado. Só 3 missões ali que bugou e uma que eu não quis fazer.
Renounce magic, I tell you!
Witcher Geralt. We meet again. Who would have known? I thought cats always landed on 4 paws, but I see wolves sometimes do as well. I trust you have not come to demand my surrender again.
I've come to find the Kingslayer.
And once again don the robes of a hero? Enjoy the fame?
I don't know about robes, Arian, but something along those lines.
Well, as much as I detested Foltest, Temeria now trembles in its foundations, and I sincerely hope Natalis succeeds in salvaging it. Otherwise, the barons will tear the country into bits.
The last time we saw each other, you had locked yourself in a cellar full of oil that you had set on fire.
I grew up wandering the nooks and corners of that fortress, Witcher. I know passages even the mice have not heard of.
For a long time, a lot of people thought you were dead.
Filho!
Well, that would make 2 of us, am I right?
Caralho! Nossa! Aquele maluco lá que salvou a gente botou fogo em tudo. Que, na verdade, a gente salvou ele, né? De ser capturado, e depois ele salvou a gente. Holy.
Shouldn't you be in Vizima? I heard things got a bit chaotic after Foltest died. It might be a good time to try your luck, especially if you've got royal blood in the family.
Clearly, you do not understand what will happen here, Geralt. The re-establishing of the Council and Conclave is but a pretext. The North's most important rulers have come here not to reconstruct some assembly of mages, but to seal the balance of power and establish spheres of influence. Only fools and cowards have remained at home.
I see you took care of the guards.
I hate those monastic curs.
They're not paragons of virtue, true, but they were just doing their job.
Then they didn't do it well enough. Can we go now?
Yes, let's go.
Time to finish it.
Whether you like it or not, John Natalis, Temeria will be divided.
For the good of the entire North.
The united forces of Kedwin and Redania will end the fighting among the Elder Houses and secure peace from Gorsvelen to Ellender. At present, Temeria is starting to resemble the Pontar Valley.
Which, if I understand correctly, is currently controlled by Edirn.
You are mistaken, Radovid. Vergen is free.
Free? What precisely does that mean?
Lormark is not Kedwin's, and Edirn no longer controls Upper Edirn. We have rejected Prince Stennis.
King Stennis?
And handed King Henselt's army a resounding defeat.
Your forces, my dear lass, are nothing but a motley array of rebellious peasants and elven brigands. Sooner or later, they will need to swear allegiance to someone, or they will be defeated and dispersed.
The peoples of the Pontar Valley will swear allegiance to me, Queen Saskia. As an independent realm, we hereby speak in favor of reconstituting the Council and Conclave.
You're a lovely girl, but you issue from common stock. The sole crown you are worthy of donning is a wreath woven of wildflowers. Redania will recognize no other coronation.
In that case, you must choose, King Radovid. Will you carve up Temeria? Or march on the Pontar Valley? Henselt, last of the line of the unicorns, has sworn to recognize the Pontar Valley as a free realm. Philippa Eilhart witnessed it.
Philippa Eilhart is in my dungeon, awaiting trial for treason.
She was in your dungeon, Radovid, but is no longer. She will sit at my side in Vergen as my royal advisor.
Everything we did in Vergen will be in vain. There's still hope. We have the dagger.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thanet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the Northern Kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tansarville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherds at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
My kings, before you sign this document, please hear me out.
Excellency, with all due respect, this matter does not concern Nilfgaard in the least.
I am here at King Henselt's bidding. Will you deny my right to speak?
Eita aí.
What is the meaning of this?
This man tried to kill me this morning. He attempted to take an Imperial envoy's life in your lands.
I presume he was interrogated.
He confessed. Foltest and Demiven died by his hand. He also revealed the identity of his employers.
Sorceresses. They helped me with my assassinations.
Speak on.
The Lodge of Sorceresses sought to remove those rulers who acted against the will of mages.
Lodge of Sorceresses.
We have compiled a list. Philippa Eilhart, Margarita Loantil, Triss Merigold, Kira Metz, Francesca Findaber, Ida Emin, and finally, Sheila de Tansarville. To my deepest regret, two Nilfgaardian sorceresses, Asiravar Anahid and Fringa Levigo, were also members. The Emperor will deal with them accordingly.
Our queen left to powder her nose.
Your Majesty, what's the meaning of this?
Arrest them all. Your document will have to wait, honorable sorcerers.
You have no right.
Surrender now if you don't want another massacre, this time in Loch Muin. A court of law will reveal the traitors.
Não entendi o que ele fez. Ih, dragão. Esse é o último boss, então? Vou ter que lutar contra ela? É, óbvio que É, tá bom. Fogo de dragão não derrete aquele ferrinho ali, desculpa. Game of Thrones total.
Geralt! We're trapped! I can't get through! Sheila! You must get Sheila!
Uma poçãozinha aqui, né? Pá. Ah, eu acho que eu tô no level máximo, por isso que ele não upou, mas... Que triste, eu achei que dava pra upar, tipo... Poder upar todas as skills. Pelo visto não dá.
Turn back while you can, Witcher. You can't stop me, not you, not anyone else. If I have to, I will kill you. How do you like my dragon?
Não vai adiantar, deixa eu ver.
Kill him now!
You're late. I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later, somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Ela nem tirou a merda da nossa tatuagem, né?
As she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend, that's true. He was a weak, volatile king. Edirn would eventually choke to death under his rule. We chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial Army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? And can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No one will tell this story. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will turn the city into a flaming tomb. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning. You, however, shall not take part in it. This is your end, Witcher.
Witcher.
Farewell! Something's not right! The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed! I'll be torn to bits!
Geralt, remove it!
You waited long enough. Should you survive, go south to Nilfgaard, where you'll find Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Eu poderia deixar ela morrer, né? Poderia ter deixado ela morrer, mas sei lá.
Shit, you stink.
Que luta bugada é essa? Eu não quis deixar ela morrer porque... Como... É nosso dilema de bruxo, não matamos... pessoas normais. Ué, não dá pra descer? Só matamos quem deve morrer.
Come on!
Ah, morri já. Eita, é aquela pedra ali. Oh, não vi. Ai! Demônio. Oh! Oh, caralho. Porra.
Take that.
Ah, mano, bugou. Morri. Morri. Tava óbvio que eu ia morrer. Fiquei preso debaixo do corpo dele. No reason. Deixa eu ver o que eu posso fazer aqui. Aumentar o buff, será? Tempo do buff. Aumentou. Vou colocar umas paradinhas aqui. Passo um óleozinho. Cadê? Já tá bom, já. Ah, só pode pôr uma poção, né, de cada vez. Caralho, gastei uma poção à toa, então esqueci disso.
Guess they'll never learn.
Caralho, tirou metade da vida. Holy. Você viu, mano, que tirou metade da vida essa bombinha que eu taquei? Carai. Deveria ter feito mais daquela bomba ali, velho. Deu muito dano, velho. Holy. Ai.
Come on!
DNA fogo. Ah, eu errei! Não! Tipo, eu apertei o botão... Eu apertei o A e o botão esquerdo, velho. Era... Se eu não tivesse apertado o A, eu teria matado. Que bosta, hein? Que merda, hein? Ah, pelo menos não precisou voltar tudo. Ainda bem. Brau! Tomou o dragão. GG. Ah, apertei o botão errado já. Morri. Apertei o botão esquerdo. Holy. Base. Pelo menos não precisa voltar toda a luta, né? Posso dar desculpa de que eu queria ver a animação se eu morresse. Oh! Será que eu matei ela? A mina? Que a gente tinha que tacar a nossa adaga, né? Nela, pra ela voltar ao normal. Ou será que era essa adaga aí? Pra sair o feitiço. Tadinha, mano. Ela ajudou a gente, pô. Ah, essa é a adaga.
I think we can skip the niceties.
Mano, ela acabou de tomar um...
Yet I sense your
Ela tá tipo de boa, tá
fight
ligado?
on.
We were fighting to the death just minutes ago.
I understand. I believe I owe you part of my treasure. family.
Sai daí, ditado do PC.
No need. Can you make it back to Vergen?
I think so. I've always healed quickly in the past.
Eu nem li o que ela falou.
You know, you're not the first dragon I've talked to.
You met my father, Villain Trettenmirth, known also as Bork 3 Jackdaws.
I thought he couldn't have children.
He thought so as well.
Polymorphing. Did you get that from him?
Just a hint of it. I can only assume one human form. He could transform into anyone he liked.
You also don't have his quickness and reflexes. And I don't think I saw a single golden scale on you.
Nor do I have his mustache or paunch. Sorry to disappoint you.
Professional curiosity. Forgive me. Where is Bork these days?
Who can know that? He taught me what he thought I should know and flew off yonder. It's the dragon's way. And he gave me my name.
Synthesis, if I heard right.
I prefer being Saskia.
Philippa took advantage of the chaos and escaped. Think she could reveal your secret?
It's nothing I can control. I don't intend to pursue her. We may or may not meet again, but I shall leave that to fate.
She's not one to give up easily. I think she'll come after you again, try to take control, as soon as she's done licking her wounds.
I shall be cautious next time, and I know much more about Eilhart than she would ever wish.
More than she would wish. Interesting.
I obeyed Philippa, but I was not blind. We were close, and Eilhart could not keep all her secrets concealed. I know her weakness, something that can destroy her in an instant.
Valuable and dangerous knowledge.
Precisely why I'll keep it to myself.
Can you tell me what'll happen to Jorvith now?
Let's be honest. He's a terrorist. I'll not lie about him nor whitewash his deeds. He must earn respect on his own, and perhaps, a few generations on, humans will forget.
Did you intend just to use him?
Geralt, Jorvith has killed more humans than you've eaten chickens. He's not one to be used. It's not that simple. He came to believe in me and knew from the start what we were fighting for. He made a choice.
Sure you don't know what I'm talking about? Those baby doe eyes, that intense misty gaze, the pouting.
We shared a cause, fought side by side.
Jorvith did and would do anything for you. Question is, what are you prepared to do for him?
There will always be a place for the Scoia'tael in the free Pontar Valley. As to Jorvith himself, I've heard many say crude things about us. Thing is, as long as I can remember, I've found dwarves fascinating. Must be a dragon thing. And though preferable to a human, an elf would be a compromise.
Sheila and Philippa have lost. The Lodge has been defeated.
That's good, though temporary. I fear we shall hear of them again.
You know Emir's armies have crossed the Yaruga?
I expected as much, as did Philippa. We defeated the Edirnian lords and Henselt. With a bit of luck, we'll defeat the Emperor as well.
Time I was on my way.
You shall always be a welcome guest in Vergen. I underline guest.
Don't worry, I'm only ever a visitor.
I know. Sometimes I wish I could see the future, like my father.
And sometimes it's better to be surprised.
Farewell, Witcher.
Caralho, enfiou o bagulho no cu dele?
Your handiwork, sire.
In the beginning, there was chaos.
Epílogo. Do finalzinho pra começar o 3.
What happened to Saskia?
She's alive. Wounded from our scrap, but alive. She impaled herself on a tree, and then I had to use that dagger. But she'll make it. Mountain air is good for a dragon's hide.
You're the most noble human I know, Gwynblade.
I'm no human.
I'm glad you reminded me. My hatred for the species abated for a moment.
What about Letho?
Strange thing. He sits in the Temerians' former camp. I believe he awaits you.
How do you know?
I saw him. He's got Triss.
Let's go. Tell me what happened here on the way.
While you were fighting Saskia, the city was staged to a bloody spectacle.
The players?
There were many. At first, it was a hunt for the traitors, but it soon turned into a hunt for all mages. And there were a few skirmishes between Kedweni, Redanian, and Temerian troops. Rape, pillage, and murder. Not necessarily in that order. The pastimes of the Order's pious knights. And the regular troops soon followed suit. The kings, with their choice units, left the city just after the dragon attacked.
And the Nilfgaardians?
Remained neutral. That is to say, they shot anyone who dared approach their camp.
When we're done with you, you'll be a lump of whimpering meat. Elf! Killed a non-human.
Beasts! Bloody sons of bitches!
Will you be all right?
Yes, thank you. Leave me.
What happened here?
When the summit ended, we hid in one of the houses, but they found us. They cut off both my sister's hands so she wouldn't cast spells. But I managed to escape. They caught me here.
Let's go, Gwynblade. This is madness. Loch Muin has changed. That's what it looks like now.
What? Até parece que tava tudo destruído assim, essas ruínas, né? Só os espigões a mais que estão aqui.
I think I heard something.
Imperial troops. Long live the Emperor!
Die, dog!
Die, dog!
Long live the Emperor!
Finish your story.
I managed to sneak into the Nilfgaardian camp. It was relatively quiet there. Then I saw Letho leading Triss out.
They let him go?
No one dared stop him. I followed him. I think he noticed me, but didn't seem to care. Once the fighting died down, he went to the former Temerian camp.
Is Triss all right?
Yes. Letho defended her from marauders.
Que massacre, hein? Holy.
Stop, Yorvith. I'm going alone.
Why?
This is between the two of us. Take care of Triss until I return.
Your choice.
Mine, indeed. There's one more thing you need to know. Nilfgaard's armies have crossed the Yaruga. War is inevitable.
Vafail, Gwynblade. Don't get killed.
Farewell, Yorvith. If I don't return within the hour, find Saskia and leave without me. Are you all right?
Yes. He saved me from the Nilfgaardians, and defended me from the troops.
It's time to end this. Yorvith's waiting. I'll catch up with you soon.
Geralt, he knows a lot.
I know, Triss. That's why we need to talk.
Don't get killed, Witcher.
I won't.
Não sei se eu vou ter que lutar com ele, mas de qualquer forma eu vou tomar uma poçãozinha aqui. Mano, olha o tamanho desse braço, velho. O tamanho da minha perna.
Took you a while?
Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first, vodka.
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships.
Caralho, de onde tirou esse bagulho? O squeeze do cu, velho.
Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah,
Oui.
I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
Yennefer, a gente deixou ela morrer.
Winter
A gente
solstice
trocou ela pelo... atriz, né?
The night of magic. Letho wasn't lying. The hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days. Delirious. In agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums. Trying to seduce orcs. Trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Seret, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful. No violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the Northern Kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. And that's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire.
she was when I left.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What do they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern. How did a witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way, but if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the North. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The North resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
Então tudo que ele fez foi pra conseguir voltar o bagulho das bruxas lá.
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean, I can't change how I look. I stayed close to Sheila, killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together and link us. Security in case I was captured.
Não vou ter que religar.
I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheila asked me to slay Demavend. The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe my luck. Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheila, and now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
Where'd you get your information about the Lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatir Durido, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claim she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the lodge. Only Emir, Vatir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk, but it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers, and we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Skoyatel, another of Sheila's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Henselt's assassinations.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The King of Temeria would have to deal with the Lavalette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle's under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable. So one of Arion's patrols out in the forests happened on a Skoyatel unit torturing a helpless monk. Arion's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orange to stay silent. Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later. Only the dead can keep a secret. Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
When did you decide to get rid of Yorveth?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Skoyatel were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorveth, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorveth. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
No, I remember.
Tá, mas ele me deixou vivo porque eu tinha deixado ele vivo na primeira vez. Não vai ficar nessa, eu te deixo vivo, você me deixa vivo. Eu te deixo vivo, você me deixa vivo.
So Sheila was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind, or that Yorveth was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
You screwed up with Henselt.
Sabrina's curse tore that down. First off, we got holed up in that hideout in the ravines. Then Sheila showed up and started watching Henselt like he was her own ass. By that time, his death was no longer necessary. Fate had smiled upon us again. I learned of the summit and the efforts to reconstitute the Council and Conclave. The ideal setting for the mission's grand finale.
Care to tell me what...
And you know the no...
Care to tell...
and you know the no...
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Wanna fight?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here. The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Vocês vão me achar muito cuzão se eu deixar ele vazar.
I've learned all I wanted to know. I can feel the memories coming back. Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that. No threats. No words of wisdom.
You going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
Ué? Old friends.
Richard traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. Along the way, he had met both the righteous and scoundrels, Bernard Laredo amongst the latter. Laredo sold Flotsam to Kedwen and scattered the local non-humans to the four winds. Flotsam became a military base. Its civilian population was resettled. In Edirn, the Witcher witnessed Saskia the Dragon Slayer achieve a great victory. The Pontar Valley, previously Upper Edirn, became a promised land for outcasts who dared dream of freedom. Even sly old Zoltan Chive came to believe in this land of bliss. Yet dark times approached for the architects of the New Order. Dark clouds had been gathering over Temeria since Foltest's death. Stripped of its king, the land was like a rich cloth which nobles began to shred. These minor scavengers, however, scurried off in fear when true predators reached out for their prize. The summit at Loch Muin sealed the fate of Foltest's realm, when Radovid of Redania and Henselt of Kedwen divided it between them. A tempest descended on the north, at least partly the work of manipulative mages. It seemed the turmoil in Temeria, Edirn, and Kedwen would benefit them most. Common folk turned against sorceresses and all magic freaks, witchers included. Castles that had hitherto welcomed mavens of the magic arts now shut their gates to any who sought shelter there. A witch hunt ensued. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respect.
Caralho, ele virou escritor.
Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand,
Alan Wake.
and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
É o ghostwriter do Geraldo. Mano, eu quero ler muito o livro, velho. Esse Andrés. Finalmente. Depois de 35 horas. Tier 2. Temos todas as missões. Vamos ver, né? Créditos. Aí a gente vai descobrir quem é esse maluco no 3, né? Provavelmente. Agora acabou. O que foi? Bom. Aí, finalizamos. Então eu vou baixar o 3 e aí depois a gente começa o 3. Eu vou dar uma pausa de, sei lá, uns 2 dias. Do 3, do 2. Aí a gente começa. Falou!